up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and do something a little bit different. Well, different from my most recent videos. I haven't done a video like this in quite a few months, but every year when the Sephora Vib Rouge, VIB, whatever the hell sale rolls around, this year I think they're calling it something like the Insider Holiday Sale. I have to look up exactly what it is, but it's a little different than it usually is. But I like to sit down and make a video where I give you guys my recommendations for what I would purchase in the sale. Funny enough, I swear, like every year, I think it's because I do makeup on YouTube and Instagram, like I just have so much shit around me all the time. I don't usually wind up buying anything exciting in the sale. Generally, I just wind up restocking my skincare because I find that it's really expensive and I just want to get it cheaper. But I do have a really good picture of what I would pick up if like I needed more exciting things and didn't have a shit ton of cosmetics around me at all times. So I'm gonna go through all of my favorites. I have a little over 10, maybe 15 things written down here. Back in the day, I used to split these into different sections where it was like skincare and makeup. I'm not the organized ass bitch who's on top of her game that I was a year ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been falling apart, and so has everyone else. So I know that's not unique to me in 2020, but for sure I am definitely not as on top of things as I used to be. What I'll do and what I always do is most of these, if not all of them, will be affiliate links in the description, just so you guys know. I always mark that in my description so you guys know, but just because this is a video where we're only talking about things that I'm going to be listing and linking in the description, I just wanted to put that out there. I have no reason to pick one item over the other based on the affiliate links because I can link anything from Sephora, so it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to let you know. I will also, as I always do, mark everything that I was sent in PR with a little asterisk in the description, just so that you guys are informed about what I received for free versus what I bought myself, which I always do all the time. But again, because this is concentrating on that, I wanted to just say it verbally so that you guys are well aware. One more thing before we get started. I think there may be a few items in here that are repeats. As a matter of fact, I know at least one of them is a repeat, and I'm actually putting that one in there intentionally. But if there are multiple products that are repeats from past videos, that's because I lost all concept of time around April of this year, and I have no idea what I've talked about before. But if I talked about it in a past video and I'm talking about it again, then you know damn well that I really like it. So if anything, it's just a testament to me being consistent. I just counted and I have 13 items here. So I'm gonna shut up so I can get through them all because I tend to be verbose. I'm a little bit fucking wordy. So let's get done with the intro. Please leave a like on this video if you don't mind taking a second because it's very helpful. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe because I would love to have you around for more videos. I usually do the makeup on my face while we're talking, not before. So if you want to see more of that, me doing makeup, hit subscribe. We can hang out. Please feel free to comment your recommendations for what you would purchase in the sale, what you think everybody would benefit from getting their 20% or 15% or 10% off on, because I love to hear what you guys think as well. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention is everything that I am recommending in this video, I used on my face today so that you guys can see an example of it. So let's just jump into my 13, which is such a weird number to pick, but whatever. Recommendations for the Sephora Holiday VIB Beauty Insider whatever it's called sale. Item number one, this is the Melt Cosmetics Powder Bronzer and Contour Sculpt Stack. This was sent to me and it was sent to me fairly recently. However, I have grown to love it very deeply, very quickly. The Melt stacks, if you're not familiar, are little palettes that are made of magnetic pans that stack together magnetically. And the idea behind it is that it's meant to be able to bronze and contour every skin tone. I think I've said this before in a video, but I cannot testify to the fact that it works for every skin tone, but there is a good range of colors in here. And if you are fair to medium, the two lighter shades, this is light medium bronzer and the light medium contour, combined together are like the nicest combination of bronzer and contour. And I also think this is really great if you are a working makeup artist because it kind of gives you a lot of options in one tiny little container. They blend really nicely. They're the right amount of pigmentation for a bronzer and contour. They're not like overly pigmented. I don't get any patchiness with them, and they are completely matte, which I prefer. Some people do like a little bit of luminosity in their bronzer, which I don't always hate. I really like the Nabla ones that have a little bit of a luminous finish, but in general, I prefer matte. Overall, this is just one of the most solid contour and bronzer combinations that I've seen in a long time. The next two items I'm actually going to put as like one combo because I like to use them together, but both of them are also good on their own, just for the record. This is the All Nighter Primer from Urban Decay, as well as their Stay Naked Foundation. I've been using these products literally every single day that I wear foundation for the last probably year and a half, like well over a year. I think this foundation came out in July of 2019, and I don't think that I've stopped using it since. The primer is a hydrating primer. It definitely is not something that is going to hide your pores or control oil, but I find that it gives my skin a really nice starting point for whatever I want to put over it, and I've yet to find a foundation that doesn't sit well with it. You know, some primers are great, but then you find the odd foundation that just doesn't work over it. I haven't run into that issue with this one at all. The foundation, I don't know what I did before this foundation. Honestly, it gives me the most natural finish of any foundation that I've ever used, like literally in my life. The only issue that I have with this foundation is that my proper shade is almost always sold out, and I don't know if it's a manufacturing issue, but right now I'm wearing 40WO, which is on my face right this minute, and I can make this shade work, even though it's a little bit too peachy for my natural skin tone. Once I put bronzer on and stuff, it's fine. My ideal shade is 41NN, but the finish of this is just so light. It looks like, I know everybody wants to say that foundation looks like skin, but it really does look the most skin-like of any foundation that I own, and it wears all day, all day, all day, all day. It stays on all the time. I never like sweat through it. I never feel like it looks bad. And when it does start to wear off, it doesn't do anything weird. It doesn't get chunky. It just kind of like gracefully fades into less coverage. I really cannot recommend this foundation enough. I've been saying it for literally since I got it. There would have to be a foundation that literally blew my mind for me to stop using this and start using something else. The next item is the lashes that I'm wearing right now. These are the House of Lashes Aquamarine Lash, which are exclusive to Sephora. These lashes are on the light side. For some reason though, I just find them incredibly flattering with almost every eye look that I pair them with, but they're also a really good day-to-day lash. The band is really thin. They're really long, but they're not very dense. So they do still read more on the natural side, and I feel like I can get away with wearing them with almost no eye makeup when I want to, and they just kind of add that little hint of glam. I wind up wearing these like really often. I am super loyal to House of Lashes. I love their lashes so much, but I don't usually get to recommend them in the Sephora sale because they don't sell all of their lashes at Sephora. However, these are Sephora exclusive, so it's perfect for that. If you guys pay attention to any of my tutorials, I'm sure you're very familiar with them already because I wear them all the time. So yeah, definitely recommend these lashes if you're looking for something flared and a little bit light that's like glam, but not like so heavy that it's gonna make your eyes get weighed down, you know? You know when you're tired and the lashes start weighing them down? I don't really find that to happen with these. They are light enough that I can wear them all day comfortably. They've just become one of my go-to pairs for sure. This next one is on the pricey side, and I understand that. And let me just preface this by saying that they make much smaller versions of this, and I still recommend it in the sale as a smaller version. However, hear me out for a second, okay? This is the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream in the Biggie Bum Bum Cream container from Sol de Janeiro. I use the Bum Bum Cream almost every single day of my life, but I use it like a cheap ass bitch, okay? Here's what I do. I put it on the top half of my body because that's where I smell it the most, and then I do my lower half, which is obviously a lot more surface area, with the Nivea cream that I love so much because it's a good cream, but it doesn't have the smell of this, and I want to smell this on me. Also have the body spray and the perfume that's the same scent as the Bum Bum Cream, but I do find that the cream itself actually smells better than all of those, so I prefer this. This large, giant, like big one that's the size of my head. This is only available around the holidays, and I thought last year that it would be a great idea to pick this up, and then I waited too long, not realizing that they only sold it around the holidays, and then I was kicking myself in the ass for months afterwards because I was like, oh, that's such a better value, you know? So what I was thinking is if you like the Bum Bum cream, you like the smell of it, and you want it in your life all the time, if you want to be a cheap ass bitch like me, you'll probably be able to stretch this giant ass container out over, I don't know, maybe a year of your life if you play your cards right. And if you get it with the 20% off, plus the fact that it's a better value, I'm just thinking it's the best value for Bum Bum cream. You know what I mean? That was my way of seeing this. Either way, if you've never tried the Brazilian Bum Bum cream and you haven't smelled it, I highly recommend trying to get like a sample container or like a deluxe sample or something if you can, because I don't know, there's just something about the smell of this that I think is the most delicious, alluring scent in the history of ever. And people comment all the time on how good I smell when I wear it, and so it's the best, and that's that. But while we're on the topic of Sol de Janeiro and us smelling so good, they also recently released a new version of their Brazilian Crush body spray. I picked this up and I am really, really into it. Not as into it as I am the smell of the Bum Bum cream, which is CHEIROSA 62. I don't know how to say that word. And I know a lot of my audience is actually Brazilian and speak Portuguese, so if you guys can correct me, please feel free, like correct my pronunciation. I will not be mad at all. But this is CHEIROSA 71, and this one is, as opposed to, I believe, pistachio and vanilla, this is caramelized vanilla and macadamia. This one is much sweeter and not something that I would wear all of the time, but it's very like fall and winter-esque because it has like a warmth to it. So what I've been doing is layering a little bit of this spray over my Bum Bum cream and letting that combine together, because the Bum Bum cream has like a little bit of like a bright cleanness to the scent. This one is so sweet and like delicious that it could be a little bit cloying on its own, in my opinion. I do really like the way it smells, and so I've been combining the two of them. And so if you've been looking for something a little bit sweeter, I would definitely take a look at this one. Maybe you can get a sample of this too before you commit. But if not, the sale is a great way to experiment too. Personally, I don't know if I would use this one completely by itself, but as a combination, oh, delish. The next item is the Fenty Mademoiselle lipstick in the shade Freckle Fiesta. This is what I'm wearing right now on my lips. I'm obsessed with this color. The Mademoiselle formula is very nice. It's not like groundbreakingly amazing the way the Stunna lip paints are from Fenty, but it is very good. It's a very opaque, smooth, light lipstick. But it's really the color of this one that gets me. I don't know exactly what it is about this shade of burnt orange, but fall, winter time, this is what I want on my lips. I love this combined with so many different things. Sometimes I combine it with like a burgundy lip liner for a more sultry look, or sometimes I'll put a little bit of like a brighter nude in the center to brighten it up. But it's just something about the undertone of this color that I fucking love. Like, this lipstick combined with a few faux freckles and just some lashes is like a perfect fall look, and it takes almost no time at all. I'm obsessed, and I actually, man, I wish that they would make a Stunna lip paint in this exact color, because I don't think that I'd ever wear anything on my lips ever again. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge 96-hour Hydro Filler Concentrate for your eyes. I bought this because I saw Michaela J makeup on Instagram talk about it, and it looks like she has the most flawless under eye skin I've ever seen in the history of my life. She uses it to make her makeup stay on better and like sit more nicely. I don't know that I find any difference with that, but I have noticed that in general, my under eye area is much more hydrated, and the little fine lines that are directly under my eyes seem to be a little bit more plump and less finkly shrinkly when I use this. So I am now on my second tube of it. The only thing I don't love about it is it has like these little balls inside there, and those sometimes get stuck in the pump and then like all come out at one time and like a huge just like globule. I don't know why that happens. It seems like a bit of a design flaw, but the actual serum itself really seems to actually plump my under eyes, and yeah, I'm into it. I've been using it every day, so that's that. Speaking of things with like little globs in it, this one I know is a repeat item because I know that I spoke about this for the sale last year. This is the Genius Liquid Lip Collagen from ALGENIST. This I got as a sample in a Sephora bag, and it was the only thing I've ever found that made like a long-term impact on how plump my lips looked day to day. I put this on at night and then I layer it under a lip mask or something thick. Right now I've been using the CO Bigelow My Favorite Night Balm over it, which is one of my favorites for nighttime, but they don't sell it at Sephora, so it is not a part of my recommendations for this video. If you want to hear like my more detailed thoughts and like see before and afters, I will link my other video on this right up here so you can go watch that, because I put like before and after shots. I literally have used this every single day for the last year. I really feel like it makes my lips smoother and fuller and more plump. Not to like a degree where it looks like I have lip injections or something, but like they're the best version of themselves. I've got my mom using it. I had my sister using it. I literally have convinced pretty much everyone in my life who cares what their lips look like to use this. The final 3 items I have saved together for the funness to be at the end of the video, because what everybody always wants to talk about is eyeshadow palettes, and I've got 3 that I think are delicious, stellar, highly recommend them, and if you can get them while they're on sale, then even better. The first one is the She's and Parties palette from Melt Cosmetics. Now, I love a lot of Melt palettes. This is not even my favorite Melt palette, but my other favorites were a limited edition and they don't have them anymore. Of the ones that have come out over the last few months, I absolutely adore this, and I especially adore it because it is so much better than the original She's and Parties stack that I was not a fan of. I'm wearing it through my crease today. I combined all 3 of these palettes just so I can like, you know, showcase each of them a little bit. But this is one of my palettes that I go to when I just want to do a look to like go out somewhere and look a little bit sultry on my own. Also, the packaging is very cute. The next one, and again, I like really raved about this when I did a video about it, so you will not be surprised at all, is the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. Generally, I don't love palettes that are so heavy on shimmer. But in my mind, this one is like a beautiful addition to other things to like amp them up. These shadows have such a pretty foiled finish that has a little bit of texture to it. There's like some different particle sizes of glitter in these that just make it really special when you put it on the eyes. It reflects in a way that just, I don't know, it's just flattering and a little bit different than other things that I have in my collection. But what I've been doing even more often, which is kind of almost what I did today, is just using my finger to take whatever shade I desire from this palette that particular day and just press it over my lid as like a wash of shimmer and texture, and it gives just such a nice effect. The color Jade and Bloodstone layered over each other over a black base, holy shit, like it looks unbelievably incredible. And the final palette, this one might actually be a little bit of a surprise to you guys if you only follow me here on YouTube and you don't follow me on Instagram, because I actually never made a video on this palette. This is the KVD Beauty Lolita por Vida palette. This came out right in like the thick of when all of the shit with Kat was going down and she had not left the company yet, and they sent me this palette. And I just couldn't do looks with it because I just couldn't at the time. And I was using it in my personal life, and it is honestly so underrated. And I think the reason it's so underrated is because it didn't get enough airtime on the internet because of what was going on at the time. But actually, this is like a freaking phenomenal palette. And now that things are different with that company, and like for the most part, I think everybody's like back to being okay with using their stuff again because Kat's not involved anymore. Even though a lot of their releases have been super boring lately, I think this one unfortunately really got overlooked, and it's such a beautiful palette. The color story is really similar to the original Lolita palette, which I also love, and it's also similar to the She's and Parties palette. So clearly I have a propensity for these types of shades. But the thing that I really love about this palette in particular are, I don't know what they call these. There was a special name for them, but these foiled shades in here, holy shit. Okay, so I have this one, this color Luna is on my inner corners. These are by far the most metallic foiled shadows I have ever used. It's got great mattes in it. It's got a few other, I haven't really dipped into a lot of the shimmers in here because every time I pick it up, all I want to do is go into the foiled shades because they're amazing. And also I really like this shade up here, Saurisa, I think it's pronounced, but it's like a duochrome shade, so I always kind of gravitate to those. But in general, I think this is one of the most underrated palettes of the year. I think it came out this year. Was that this year? Like I said, have no concept of time anymore. All right, so those are actually all of my recommendations. We're done. I'm done talking, which, I mean, I should be done talking because my throat actually hurts from speaking so much, so that's how I know that I timed this correctly. 13 was enough. There were plenty of items in here. Didn't have to go further than that. Like I said, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would recommend in the sale. I'll also leave the sale information in the description if you've been looking for that on the internet. It's around if you want to find it, but you know, just for convenience sake. Let me know what you usually pick up in the sale. Let me know if you like just restock or do you experiment and try new things. I would love to know what your shopping habits are. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it or you found it helpful, because I would really appreciate it. And also, like I said earlier, if you're new around here, hang out. We're going to be doing some makeup and it's going to be a good time, and I would love to have you. If you want to keep up with me between these videos, I'm at Miss Quinface over on Instagram. I post on my stories all the time. I talk about what's going on here on this channel. We see a little bit of behind the scenes. You can watch me cook on the weekends. I post my outfits over there. And I post things on my feed that don't make it here to YouTube. I do some lip art and stuff, and I think it's a great time. I would love to have you there as well. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out and talking about makeup with me today, and I will see you in the next one.